All right, all right. What's up? Good Wednesday night. Sorry for about the 5-6 minute delay. Just trying to get some things together. Hope everybody's having a great Friday night or Wednesday night. Not Friday. I wish it was Friday, man. I'm so freaking tired. This week has gone by so slow, but hey, I'll wait here a little bit. Hopefully get some people pop on. Right now, it don't look like nobody's on, so give it a few minutes, and hopefully we get some people to join. We're going to talk a little bit about the Final Four, the matchups, whatever, and then we're going to talk some basketball, Gamecock related stuff, like always. So, right now, like nobody's going to pop on. Who knows? Might just be me talking to myself. Who knows? But yeah, we're here. I know I haven't lived up to what I said I was going to do doing these Wednesday night show. It hasn't been consistent, but hopefully we can start it off now tonight and move forward doing a lot of these shows. So, like I said, we're just gonna have fun. So, like I said, I don't know anybody. Nobody may not pop on. Who knows? I may sit here and talk to myself. I know this thing was thrown together last second. Like always, that's how I do things. So we got one person watching at least, so appreciate that, whoever you are. Make sure you hit that like button, whether you stay in here for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or if you in and out. Make sure you hit that like button. It helps me out a lot. Like I said, we're just going to talk a little Gamecock stuff, basketball, like I said in the title. Some basketball, men's and women's, and then some football. Just some here and there. Touch on football. I haven't followed football like I should, but we'll talk a little bit about it. Because we got the women's Final Four. The women's Final Four is coming up, starting on Friday. We got the first game will be South Carolina versus Texas. South Carolina and Texas have squared off 3 times this year, twice in the regular season, a home and home series. South Carolina took the first one in convincing fashion. Why's my phone acting crazy? South Carolina took the first one in convincing fashion at Colonial Life Arena. And then the second game was played on the road in Austin, Texas, and South Carolina got beat by like 4 points. So that was the second one. And then the third meeting was in the SEC championship game, and South Carolina took care of Texas and won another SEC conference championship. And, of course, Big Schaefer, he's got to whine about something. So he talked about, how, in essence, it was a home crowd for South Carolina. So, whatever. It's not our fault. That's where they played the SEC championship, the tournament, and we can't help it. We that damn good. So just keep crying, keep crying there, Vic Schaefer, and we'll keep doing our thing. This was going to be in Tampa, and more than likely, Gamecock Nation is going to travel. It's going to be a lot of Gamecock fans in Tampa. I wish I could go, but yeah, I can't do it. I can't afford it. I can't be there. So. But I will be in front of my TV, watching it, checking it out, cheering on my girls with my rally towel, watching the game, screaming, yelling, whatever, acting a fool. Should be a good matchup. South Carolina, like I said, we played them 3 times this year. We're very well aware of what they can do. We know their game. They know our game. We're going to get their best. Hopefully they get our best. The last couple of games, South Carolina's not played that well. To be quite honest with you, offensively, we haven't played that well. So hopefully they'll get our best game, and should be a fun matchup. If South Carolina plays like they played the last couple of games, we probably won't see the finals, and that's just me being real and honest. We can't play like we played the last couple of games. Texas is a decent team, a real good team. They got players in Madison Booker, Rory Harmon, Taylor Jones, that other girl, I can't think of her name. I need a roster right here. But anyway, they got some players. They can score the basketball, solid defense as well, kind of like South Carolina. So we got to get off to a quick start. And if we do, we need to hammer down the whole game. Don't let up. Like they say, keep your foot on their throat the whole game. Don't give them any kind of sign of life, and just take it to them. Hopefully we got our bad games out of the way. And Friday night at 7:00, hopefully we'll come out clicking on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders, whatever you want to say, and playing some suffocating defense and shut Texas down to move on to the finals. I expected, like I said, I expected it to be a good game. Probably another close, hard-fought game. Probably one that's going to stress me the heck out and have me yelling and probably saying some words I shouldn't say. What's up, Rob? Rob Lightfoot's in the house. Are we underdogs this weekend? I don't think so, Rob. Let me look. It wouldn't surprise me. I'd rather be the underdog, to be honest with you. Gives us a little chip on our shoulder, you know. I think we'd play better if we are the underdog. Let's see here. Yes, God, we definitely have to play much better defense and offensively. Yeah, South Carolina's the favorite. They -4.5 according to ESPN, the ESPN app. So, like I said, I'd much rather be the underdog. But we're the defending national champions, and like I said last time, we handled them 2 out of 3. So that might be why they gave us the slight edge. It's not a home game for South Carolina. It may feel that way because, like I said, I expect Gamecock Nation to travel real well to Tampa. So it could be kind of like a home game by the time it's all said and done. Scott, you do not know me very well because I probably will not be calm at all on Friday. I'll be calm until about, I don't know, probably about 7:05, 7:10 maybe. And then all bets are off. You know, I'll probably be making an ass of myself and yelling and screaming and, like I said, saying some words that I shouldn't say. But I'll be far from being calm Friday night, unless South Carolina just runs, just straight up run from the get, you know, right from the jump. That's the only way I'll probably be calm. And then I probably won't be satisfied because, you know, like I said, I won't. If you're putting them away, put them away. Don't let them have no life. Like choke the life out of them. Not literally, but you know what I'm saying. Or not figuratively, I guess you could say literally. You know, like don't really choke the life out of them, but you know what I'm saying. Just don't give them a chance to make them think that they in the ball game. I'm not satisfied until we blow them away. Rob said everyone travels good to Florida. I don't know, man. Texas may not. I don't know. I'll be interested to see how the crowds look as far as who has the most fans. But I know Gamecock Nation will be down there. I hope it's a good crowd regardless. I mean, I hope it's a good crowd, and I hope it's 2 really good ball games. You know, UCLA's going to have their hands full with Paige Beckers, Sarah Strong, AZ Fudd, all them ladies from UConn. They're healthy. They're clicking right now. So it should be 2 really good basketball games on Friday. They played the late game, I guess, probably about 9:30, based on what time South Carolina gets over. But should be 2 really good ball games. I'm pulling for UCLA. I want UCLA to win, but I think UConn's just firing right now. You know, I think they're hitting their stride. Everybody's healthy, as far as I know. I don't think anybody's out. That's that I know of. But it's gonna be a good matchup there. See if UConn has anything for Lord and Betts, and see if UCLA can shut down a high-powered UConn team. But honestly, I think UConn's gonna win that matchup. The first game, South Carolina, Texas. Like I said, it can go either way. I'm not, of course, in my heart, I want South Carolina to win. I think we can do it. I think it's a good opportunity for us to win that game. So I think it'll be South Carolina, UConn in the final. And I know y'all ain't want to hear this, but unless we play better the second go around against UConn, I don't see South Carolina knocking off UConn in the final. And that's just my prediction right now. So, yeah, you're right, Rob. UConn's peaking right now, and that's the right time. South Carolina was at one time, and then I don't know what the hell happened the last couple of games. They just, like Scott said, went on some scoring droughts, and the offense just kind of disappeared on them, and their defense was not. I mean, it was good, but not as well as South Carolina could play defensively. And the last two games was real big scares for the Gamecocks. So they got to tighten up their defense, start making some outside shots to open up the inside, and yeah, I think we can do it. But like I said, I just don't see us. I don't see us beating UConn if that's the way the finals go, which is the way I think. I think it's going to be UConn, South Carolina in the finals. I think UConn. I think they're just hitting right now, and I think they end up taking it all this year on the women's side. So the men's Final Four, I don't really know who's in it. I know Houston, Florida, Duke, but I couldn't tell you who the other team is that's in it. I haven't really watched any of the men's side of the bracket as far as the NCAA tournament, so I really couldn't tell you who is the favorite. I guess Duke and Florida maybe, but don't count out Houston. And like I said, I'm not sure who the other number one seed is, but I know it's all four number ones. So, I couldn't really give you any thoughts on the men's side of the bracket, but I'll be tuned into the women's on Friday. And like I said, if South Carolina makes it to the championship game, which will be Sunday, I'll be tuned into that too. So, but talking about men's basketball while we're on the subject, South Carolina's picked up some transfers, some transfer portal players. I'm not sure if I got them all written down or not. I think we got four from the transfer portal so far, I believe. Okay, Auburn. Okay. Duke, Florida, Auburn, Houston. I don't know why I didn't put Auburn in there because I should have known they were the number one seed. But that's going to be a good matchup. You're going to have Duke and Houston, I believe it is, and Florida and Auburn. So guaranteed to have at least one SEC team in the championship game. It looks like probably. But I'm hoping it's. I don't know. I guess Houston and Auburn maybe. I really don't care. Like I said, I haven't paid much attention to the men's, but like I said, looks like South Carolina's picked up some transfer portal pieces. I think they picked up 4, right? If I'm correct, that's the ones that I've gotten written down. Just picked up a young man, Kobe Knox from South Florida, 6'5" guard. He averaged a little over 10 points per game and 3 rebounds per game. Picked up Trayson Eaglestaff, I guess that's how you say his name, from one of the Dakota schools, I guess North Dakota State. Everybody's excited about that young man. I think he put up 51 points a career, or one of his career highs was like 51 points or something like that. Put up 40 against Alabama. We'll see. We'll see how it translates to the SEC, his game. And, of course, a familiar name that everybody knows around South Carolina, Meechie Johnson. Decided he coming back to South Carolina. He transferred to South Carolina from Ohio State. Then he decided to go back home to Ohio State. And I think it was because of some family reason or some personal issues that he had going on. and I guess he got all that straightened out, or whatever the situation is there. He jumped back in the portal, and then he come back to South Carolina. So excited to have him back on board. And then the person that Rob's talking about, I believe, the 7-foot transfer portal guy, his name is Chris Essendoko. I guess that's how you say his name. A big center from Providence. The one thing that bugs me about that one, and I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm excited to have a big guy like that, a big 7-foot piece, to go with the team. But I mean, we've had 7-foot guys before in the past, and none of them could really hit on anything, But this young man apparently is a 4-star guy. The one thing that I did read about him, and I don't know where that is that I seen, is the way they talk. It sounds like to me he's like a work in progress from what I read. Now I may be wrong, but I think I actually screenshot that what I read about him. Nope, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, according to this Twitter post that I saw, they said that he's, he has the potential to be a big key player or a key piece for the Gamecocks. Apparently, he's got 3-point threat and shoots 50% last year. I don't know where he shot 50% from. I guess from 3-point. I don't know, but he has some things to work on. So to me, that sounds like it's a work in progress. One of them pieces that you have to, I guess, develop, and that kind of worries me right there when I look at that. When I saw that, when I read about that, that kind of sticks out as something I really didn't, or something I really don't like. I think we should bring in pieces that is ready to play, not somebody we're gonna have to develop. But I think that's all the guys we've gotten through the transfer portal so far. Is just them 4 to go along with Eli Ellis and the guys coming in for this recruiting class. So we'll see what Coach Parrish can do. Like I've said before, this is, in my opinion, this is make or break. One of the make or break year for Coach Parrish. I really like him as a coach. I really like, the way he goes about, things. But like I said, this is year 4? So, our NIL money's higher than ever. Go out and get the pieces that fit our system and can compete and win right now, because that's where we at right now. We're living in an era where the money's there. Transfer portal, the NIL, everything's legal, everything's free game out there. If you can afford to get it, go get it. And I think it's crucial that he goes out and gets the right pieces this year. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, I'm not going to get too excited about these guys that we got coming through the portal right now, because none of them's played a game, in the Garden and Black outside of Michie Johnson. So we kind of know what to expect from him. The other 3 so far, and the new guys coming in from the high school ranking, we don't know what they're going to bring, what they can do. So I'm not going to get too excited over that just yet. We did lose Arden Conyers. He went to Charlotte. I just saw he committed to Charlotte. Cam Smith, or not Cam Smith. Oh man, what's his name? Oh my God, I can't think. It's Cam Scott. I don't know why his name escaped me. He hit he's apparently hitting the transfer portal. So, and Jamari Thomas, apparently he had some eligibility that nobody knew about. He's hitting the portal as well. So we'll see. It's going to be a whole new team next year out there for Coach Parrish. If we can get CMB to come back, that will be huge. But like I've said before in the past, I think he's going to have some people in his ear talking, telling him how good he is and how much money he's going to make in the NBA, and that he's ready to go. And he may be, and he may do all that. That'd be great. I got nothing against that, man. I applaud these guys. I encourage them, and I root for them whenever they leave South Carolina. If I do keep up with in the NBA, if I see them on TV or whatever, and they're doing good in the NBA, hey, that's good. There's nothing wrong with that. So I'm not going to talk trash about him. If he feels like that's the thing to do, go do it. Go do him. I think he probably should come back and work on his game a little more, but that's just me. I'm just a fat dude sitting right here in front of a computer talking to you guys, but that's my opinion. I think he needs another year to come back, but it is what it is if he goes. It's not set in stone as far as I know that he's leaving, and it's not set in stone that he's coming back. So, but if we can get him back with Miles Studi, Meechie Johnson, and if these guys that's coming through the portal, are as good as they are advertised and can help the team out in the now, not in the future, in the now, that'd be great. But we'll see. But like I said, next year is going to be a whole new team. Rob said he can't wait to see Eli Ellis and the Garnet and Black. He's doing a lot of talking on social media, back and forth with fans and stuff. Some people are disrespecting him and his game, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how his game translates in the SEC. He's going to have to prove them all wrong. There's a lot of doubters out there that seems to think that he's not that good, and a lot of not really South Carolina fans, but other fans in general that don't like him and think he's no good. So just go out there and prove it. That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Go out there and prove your game, man. Show your game on the court. So I'm excited to see what he looks like out there as well. See how he's going to be able to help the team next year as well. But like I said, it's going to be a new basketball team, no doubt. Let's see here. What else are we going to talk about here? Football. I guess we can talk a little bit about spring practice. I haven't kept up with it like I wanted to, or like I would hope to. I haven't really caught all the interviews and things like that. But the one thing that stuck out as far as one of the early interviews, whenever they were talking with old Mike Shula, I didn't like the fact that he said that. I think he alluded to the fact that he didn't want Lenoris doing a whole lot of running. He said he wanted him to run if he wanted to, I think it was. Oh, if he had to, not that he wanted, if he wanted to. If he had to run, but if he didn't want him to run. So I hope he's not trying to take away Lenoris's ability to scramble and get out of the pocket and run. I hope he's not trying to turn him into a more pocket passer. I hope that's not what he's trying to do. We'll see going forward this year if that's the case. We'll be able to tell right away, because if Lenoris is sitting back in the pocket a whole lot instead of making things happen with his legs, then we know that's probably more than likely what he's trying to do. I know we talked about the offensive line last week. There were some questions about that, who's starting and things like that. Let me see here real quick. If I can get my dang phone to work. I guess the one question would be who's going to start at the center position. I think somebody asked about that. Will it be Boaz? I guess Stanley Boaz. Will it be him? Will it be will Brubaker finally step up? Will it be Trayvon Ball or Marquis Anderson? Marquis Anderson played some center before in high school, I believe. So could he be the center going forward? We lost some players on the offensive line. We still got Josiah Thompson, the big 5-star offensive left tackle from right there in Dillon, South Carolina. Henry Kayson, he's been there a while as well. Will he get to start at the right tackle? A lot of unknowns right now. You got Big Shree, Babalade, Jatavius Shivers, Trayvon Baugh. Who else? Oh, yeah, Blake Franks, Cam Pringle. The offensive line is there. We got offensive linemen in the room. Nick Sharp, another transfer, and Rodney Newsom Jr. So we got some big offensive linemen, some good offensive linemen there. We just got to find the right combination going into the season. And like I said, hopefully we can put together a solid offensive line, a line that can keep Lenoris upright, keep the pocket clean, open up running lanes, be able to pass protect at a premium level to give the receivers time to run their routes, right? For the receivers to run their routes and for Lenoris to go through his progressions, right? To read and find the right guy to throw it to. And if nobody's open, take off and run and try to make things happen with his legs. Like I said, I haven't kept up with a whole lot of the interviews coming out of the spring practices. I know we got about 2 weeks or so. Not this Friday, next Friday, but 3 Fridays from now, about 3 weeks from now, we'll have the Garnet and Black game. We have the Garnet and Black game. It'll be on a Friday night. I guess that's Good Friday because Easter's that weekend. So they having the spring game on Friday night, and you still ain't gonna know much about the team, in my opinion, because it ain't nothing but a practice. So we can go there and get all ooh and ah and talk about how good we're going to be this year, but you really don't know because they got another transfer portal opening up. So you don't never know who you're going to lose from that aspect of it. So we may look good in the spring game, but then come to fall practice, guys may be transferred out, left, whatever. So you never know what you're going to have until the fall kicks off, and right before a game, then you have a good idea who you got on your team. Scott said he probably will not have enough time to set in the pocket. Last year he was forced to scramble for his life. Yes, that's true. Well, like I said, it all depends on what we got. Like I said, I don't know some of these guys like Stanley Boaz, Nick Sharp, or Boaz Stanley. That's his name, Boaz Stanley. I said his name backwards. Rodney Newsom Jr. We don't know what them guys can do. I know there was one that come from, what was it, Wake Forest? One of these guys come from Wake Forest. And, he played a lot of snaps, a lot of downs, and protected the quarterback real well while he was at Wake Forest. I need to look at all the others a little more in detail and see what they can, see how they did. But, I mean, there's some veteran guys. 2 redshirt seniors there with Rodney Newsom and Nick Sharp. I think Sharp's the one that came from Wake Forest, I believe. And then Boaz Stanley's a redshirt junior. So there's some experience there. We'll see how well it does at the SEC level. And like I said, will that be our starting lineup? Will that be our starting offensive line? The 3 transfers and maybe Henry Kayson and Josiah Thompson. Will that be the first team offensive line? I don't know. I think it's going to be hard to keep Tree Babalade off of there and Trayvon Baugh, and I think it's going to be hard to keep them guys out of the rotation. Marquis Anderson, he was hurt. Was it last year or his first year he was there? He was hurt quite a bit, so he really didn't get to get out there and get any meaningful snaps and show what he could do. So his high school film was pretty impressive in my opinion. So I was excited when we got him, so maybe he'll step up and claim a spot. So we really don't know what the offensive line is going to look like right now. I mean, it could be a multiple multiple combination. You also got Shedrick Surratt. He's a high school commitment, and I don't even know how to say this guy's name. Damola Ajidahun. Yeah, so I mean, we got some big time offensive linemen there. We just got to find that right combination, that right fit. Them hungry guys that want to get out there and push the defensive lineman back, open running lanes, and get to the second level to keep the running back churning, picking up big yards. So that's my initial thoughts on the offensive line. I'm gonna do some more research on all that, all the other players, the offense, defense, see what I think about everybody. A lot of buzz coming out of camp, from what I heard about Aaron Nolan and his arm strength. Like I said, until I see it, it's all speculation. It's all what they put out there for us to read and hear about. Unless you got inside video or you attending practices, I really, I can't tell you if there's any validity to that or not. But they're reporting that he has a pretty strong arm and pretty good passer. But we'll see. Excited for the wide receiver room as well. Tight ends. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting year offensively. I think this year offensively will be better than we were last year. Defensively, it's probably gonna be a little down because we're replacing a lot on the defensive line. So we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, it's all speculation right now until we get through spring practice, the transfer portal, and get into fall camp. Then we'll know more about who we got on the roster, who we got coming back, whatever. Who's going to man what position? Of course, Coach Beamer, they're not going to put anything etched in stone right away. It's probably going to go down to probably the last day of fall practice before they start naming starters or whatever, probably the last week or so, like game week or whatever, like the week before game week. And then they'll probably start throwing starters out there, like who's starting what position. So until then, it's all speculation. We can sit here and we could toss names around and talk about this player, that player, who we think should be left tackle, who we think should be center, who we think should be running back one, or the first three wide receivers we run out there on the field, who's going to be the first tight end out there. We can sit here and we speculate that all day long. But the only guaranteed spot out there on the field would probably be Lenoris, and barring some kind of, and I'm not trying to jinx anybody, but barring any kind of injury or setback or anything like that, I see that the only position that's really locked in as far as offense. Defense, probably Dylan Stewart was probably the only one I would say probably locked in on the edge. And DQ Smith would probably be another one as far as the defense. What's his name? The other defensive back, Judge Collier, probably one that I'd say probably penciled in as a starter day one. But outside of that, I mean, probably everything else is competition up in the air, and we probably won't hear nothing to the like I said, the week before game week or whatever, game week preparation or whatever. Probably about 2 weeks before the season starts. It's probably when we start seeing and hearing more of who's got the starting lineup or who's got the starting spots. A lot of questions on special teams. Who's going to handle the punt duty? Who's going to handle the kickoff duty? Who's going to be kicking field goal? Who's going to be the long snapper? Who's going to be the holder? I mean, there's a lot of competition there as well between Mason Love and what's that other punter name? Dang it. either way, there's going to be a lot of competition when it comes to the special teams unit. And Coach Deacon Millis, he's gonna have his work cut out for him, trying to put the best player out there, because we know how a lot of Gamecock fans heckle and gets all upset with the field goal kicker because they're not making everything from out on the field when they get out there. So there'll be a lot of disgruntled Gamecock fans that the guy's not solid from 60 in. A lot of Gamecock fans think they should make that, but there's a lot more to kicking than just sitting out there kicking a ball. I mean, everything's got to work in unison with the snapper, the holder, and the kicker itself. So, and then you got variables as far as the wind and the angle, what side of the field you're kicking on. So it's not just go out there and line up and kick a football. Not that I know of. I mean, I've never really kicked one, but I'm assuming if I had to guess, there's more to it than just lining up and kicking it. So y'all just take it easy and don't get too hard on the field goal kicker and the punter this year, because we're transitioning to some new guys. So just take it easy. Let them work their kinks out, and we'll be all right. We'll be all right on the special teams side of it. So, well, I think we went about 40 minutes so far, and looks like we've had a couple people on and off, and I know this stream probably ain't gonna be too good. Like I said, I kind of threw this together because I wanted to come back on here because I said I was going to do Wednesday night shows, and if I can get my dang life straightened out with some things, y'all will see me every Wednesday night. So it's got a lot going on right now. So, but like I said, we got a couple of people come on. So I was hoping this would kind of be a good stream, but we got our usual people in here, Rob and Scott and whoever else has stopped by. I hope they hit the like button if you stop by for any period of time, because that is very, very important. Well, it looks like we got about 6 likes, so not bad for an inconsistent guy like myself. But anything else y'all want to talk about? Anybody got any suggestions? Well, we got about 8 likes so far. So dang, some people keep hitting it. Good. We covered women's basketball. Talked about who I thought was going to it's going to advance from the finals. So if you missed that, I think it's going to be South Carolina and UConn in the women's finals. And I think I know y'all, if you're new, you just pop on here. I know you don't want to hear this, but I think South Carolina is going to lose to UConn in the finals. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I can come back and eat crow and say I was wrong about that. But I just think UConn's clicking pretty good right now. They're firing on all cylinders. So we talked about that. Men's basketball, we talked about some of the transfers we got. I'm going to dig more into them and see what I can find out about them and what kind of game they're going to bring to the team this year or next season. We talked about that. Talked about how important it is for Coach Paris to have a good transfer portal class and bring in some good pieces that can contribute right now to the team and can produce on the court. We talked about hopefully getting Colin Murray Boyles back. I don't think that's going to happen, but hopefully he sticks with South Carolina and stays and does not hit the NBA. That's what I meant to say. Also saw something where somebody offered him like $2.5 million or something like that. So you also got to worry about that as well. If he decides not to go to the NBA, you got to worry about him maybe somebody throwing a big bag at him and he take it and move on from South Carolina. I don't think that would happen either because him and Chloe, I think they since they're an item, I don't think he'd go nowhere. But who knows? You never know. Money can make people do some crazy things. So we talked about that, and then we talked about football. Talked talked about a little bit about the offensive linemen and some of the key positions that's probably already locked down. Like I said, the offensive line, we can talk about, like I said, we throw names out there on about all these positions. But until about 2 weeks before the season starts, we really won't know who's got what starting position. You may get an idea along the way based on some of the coach talk as far as, who's working the most reps at a certain position. But I think it'll probably go down to the wire as far as who got what starting position. Because Coach Beamer likes competition, so it's all about competition with him. So we're going to compete to the end and see who comes out on top as far as the depth chart. I don't think we're going to lose a whole lot of players to the transfer portal. If so, I don't think they're going to be like big-time contributors. I think we'll stay pretty much locked in with who we got, at least until after next football season. That's my opinion, my thoughts. I may be wrong, but that's just my thoughts. So we talked about that. So Scott said he thinks we'll lose to UConn or UCLA. I think we have a better shot of beating UCLA than we do UConn. I really do. UConn's a really good shooting team. And I don't know, man. They just healthy and they're clicking right now. I mean, hell, they lit it up against us last game. Well, hell, UCLA did too, but I think our chances are better against UCLA than they are against UConn. I really do. I really do believe that. I think we stand a better chance of beating UCLA than we do UConn. But I'll be here Friday. I should be here Friday doing the live reaction watch along. So y'all tune in for that. Come hang out with me. If y'all can put up with my screaming and probably a little bit of profanity and if y'all can put up with that, I appreciate y'all coming and hanging out. We ain't got but a couple people in here, so I mean, if anybody wants to come on, I can put a link out there. But I don't know if anybody. Let's see if I can remember how to do that. There we go. I put it out there. But yeah, I'm gonna hang on here for a few minutes longer. I know Jackpot and Rob, they'll be going live here in about 10 minutes. So I got about 10 minutes of about 9 minutes of airtime. I know this was going to be a shorter. This is going to be a shorter live tonight. Hopefully, like I said, I get my thing straightened out around here, and I can do a full hour show going forward. Because y'all, I'm trying to build this channel, I'm trying to get this thing growing and stuff, but with inconsistency, it won't happen. So I got to be a little more consistent. I got to be on here. I got to know what I'm talking about. I got to put together a better show. So I'm open to any topics that anybody wants to talk about or want me to touch on going forward. So if anybody wants to drop a comment and let me know what you guys would like to see me talk about in the future, y'all can do that now. Or if you watch this later, put it in the comments. Like I said, I'm trying to get this thing up and running better. And I can only do that if I'm, one, consistent. Two, I got a live audience, some more people. So, and that starts with me, actually. I'm not blaming the low audience count on anybody. That's on me because I'm not being available and putting these things out right. So that's on me as far as that. So, but got to get this thing rolling. Got to get it rolling, get ready for football season, because that's going to be where I'd be able to do a lot more of these shows. So if anybody's got any topic ideas for the next show, like I said, Put it in the comments. Baseball. I didn't touch on baseball. I don't know what to say. Well, we got swept by Tennessee. Got swept by Arkansas. We were 1-8, 1-8 in conference play. I can't remember who we started out with. We might have started out with Arkansas, but anyway, we 1-8 in conference play. Last night we put together a 6-inning rally, 7th inning rally, and ended up winning the game 11-1. I guess run ruled them in 7 innings. So against PC, but when I turned it on, we were struggling. We was up 2-1. We got very fortunate with some errors. They pushed across some runs, kept in and going. Some good hitting by Noah Hall. And somebody else had a clutch hit. I can't remember who it was, but we had some decent hitting there in that inning to kind of get that victory last night against Presbyterian. So, like I said, I don't even know who we played this weekend. Mississippi State, I think it is. And I think that one's on the road. Even though they said Mississippi State hasn't been playing well lately, South Carolina's not been lighting it up either. So I can see us getting swept by Mississippi State this weekend. But there's a lot of stuff that's wrong with that baseball team. I'm still scratching my head about it, but maybe the announcers were right last night when they said that Paul Maneri needs a full year, I guess, to go in the portal and get his kind of players, recruit, because when he come in, he didn't have the opportunity to get into the portal and get the guys that he really wanted. So he kind of come in at a bad time. So hopefully that's the case, and we'll see some good pieces coming soon when the next transfer portal opens up after the end of the year. So, yeah, so baseball, it's kind of, I don't even know. I watch some here and there, but it's kind of uninspiring. The lack of plate approach, plate discipline, it's still not where it needs to be. So, but I'll still watch them, still pull for them to win, but I don't see us making it to do. If we do make it to a regional, we won't get out of it, I don't think. But softball. Scott says softball is about all we have left after this weekend. Softball team still killing it, man. They just knocked off number 3 LSU for the first time in Baton Rouge since 1997, I think it was. So softball still killing it. Congratulations to Coach Chastain. She has got them ladies playing at a high level right now. They beat some good teams this year. They've beaten some good teams this year. I know they didn't get it done against Oklahoma, but hey, they've been playing some really good teams and winning some series against some top 5, top 10, top 15 teams in softball. So the ladies have got it going on in softball. I can't remember who they play this weekend. Let me see if I can pull it up. I know I got about 5 more minutes of airtime. Are they playing tonight? Let's see. Oh yeah, they beat Wofford 2-0. I don't like that. Maybe it was just an off night for them. I don't know. Let's see. Friday night, the girls are playing number 20, Ole Miss. So South Carolina's ranked number 9. They're 28-7. Ole Miss is 28-7. So got a huge softball weekend ahead for the Lady Gamecocks as they take on number 20 Ole Miss in Columbia. So hopefully we can get 2 out of 3 or take the series sweep. That'd be great too as well. So we'll see. But I'm excited for that. They are playing on a high level. What's up, Terry Hill? How you doing, buddy? Long time no see, man. It's been a minute since I've seen you, talk to you. Hope you and the family are doing well. But let's see who. Let's see. Baseball's got Mississippi State. Softball's got Ole Miss. Baseball team's on the road. Softball team's at home. And the girls basketball is in Tampa, taking on Texas, and we'll see if we can bring back a national championship after this weekend. It's going to be tough, but it's there for the taking. So we made it to the Final Four, and it's going down Friday at 7:00 against Texas in Tampa. And like I said, I'll be here doing my live fan reaction as far as I know. My son's supposed to come in from UNC Charlotte, so he's going to be here Friday night hanging out with us. So he may not want to get on the live with me, but he'll be here. But got that going on Friday. And then if South Carolina can advance to the championship game, we'll be back here Sunday. I think it's probably about, 3 o'clock? I think that's what time they usually play the championship game. Let's see if I can figure that out real quick. But that'll be Sunday. I want to say it's usually right around 1, 3 o'clock, somewhere around there in the afternoon. Nope, that's not. That won't show you but 4. Anyway, it'll be Sunday, so there's that. Said, spring football practice is still going. I'm going to do some more research on that. Listen to a bunch of interviews because I'm so far behind because a bunch of crap I got going on in my life. I'm so far behind with spring football, but I'll get caught up on some interviews and from the coaches, from the players, and try to give a better show next Wednesday. So y'all come back next Wednesday. Let's hang out. I'm going to have the StreamYard link in here for anybody that wants to come in next Wednesday and talk. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about as long as it's football related, basketball related, baseball, softball, or women's basketball. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about anything else, any other nonsense but Gamecock related or sports related if you guys want to talk about that as well. That'll be here next Wednesday. Like I said, I got to get more consistent on here because I'm trying to get this thing to grow more, man. I'm trying to get this thing to get better and better, and that's all on me. I got to be able to carve some time out to do this every Wednesday night for at least an hour and hang out with some good people like you guys. So, but yeah, looks like I'm about out of time. I know Carolina Jackpot and Rob is getting ready to come on. So if you haven't already, hit that like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Okay, Scott says Sunday at 3. That sounds about right. But hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new. Comment some topic ideas that y'all want to talk about after the fact, after this video is over. Get in the comment and leave some ideas on what we can talk about, what we can discuss on the next show. So, but like I said, I'll see you guys on Friday. I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a blessed day, and we'll see you guys in the next one.